Hello, boys and girls. Phee Smee with Night Night. This is our first broadcast with our new studios. What do you guys think? Wow, looky there. I love the beach. I love water. Thank you, Mark. What a great job. Theology will be here every single night. We just don't know which ones I won't be because sometimes Fee's got to travel. And until we can get set up where Phee can go anywhere and you can come with me, well, sometimes we might have night night with Mark. Our night night will be back in 2 days. But right now, it is night night with Phee and the theologist himself. Hey, Phee Smee, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Tell everybody what we're going to talk about on theology. You know, it's life skills, it's sports drills, and business deals. Well, tonight we're going to focus on love, relationship skills. Nobody wants to talk about it, but our babies are down. People don't want to get married. 18 to 25-year-olds are not boys are not asking girls out on dates. So we need a little theology, a little kickstart, and I don't mind helping anytime I can to be able to advance you guys' skill set. So we do that in sports all the time. I do appreciate your emails, and we will get it set up also with text and chats. So, but thank you. We had our largest number of emails in one day. I think might have been 2 days this weekend. But yes, it was great. Thank you guys for sending us Mark will get mad at me. I had my phone up again. But anyway, thank you guys for sending me a bunch of questions. I hope at some point there's so many questions that we'll just have to have a full-time guy asking me questions all the time. And once we get my mics up all the time too, we're going to continue to increase the amount of time that we spend together as we get ready to watch Phee live or watch Phee die. And that's I'm enjoying, as you can see, living right there, baby, because I love the beach. I love water. I love waterfalls. It's something about me. It's just I don't want to sit in a bathtub, but if it's moving, if it's a jacuzzi, I can sit in a bathtub for hours and hours. When I was really, really sick, not expected to live in 2022, I would spend sometimes 12, 13 hours a day in the bathtub. I had so many boils around me with skin problems, and I needed to get my organs a degree to 2 degrees cooler than a normal body temperature, and I couldn't continue to get bags of ice and bags of ice. So I just put it all on cold, the water, set in it, and hit the jacuzzi, and water would run until my body temperature would bring it up. Then I would just, run more cold water. And sometimes I sat in there half a day, but it worked a lot to regenerate. At that point, I needed to clot some of the blood, and I needed to regenerate some of my organs because my liver was in failure. So that's the first thing that I did, and I continued to do it for over a year and a half. So now I can take jacuzzi baths that aren't freezing cold. But yes, that'll wake you up, make you smell the coffee. And people think they would like ice baths. You know, I've had several knee surgeries, so I've spent a lot of time in ice baths. You don't want to spend more than 15 minutes in an ice bath. It becomes like it's burning on you. So that's I hope you never have to do that. But if you're an athlete, or if you get hurt or a car wreck or something of that nature and you have to rehab, you might actually end up with some ice treatments. They are phenomenal treatments. They will help with the body, and certainly from a cellular standpoint, they will. But theology tonight, hey, look, we want to talk about these men and women and the differences in them. And as we go into our coaching theology in the future, we're going to be talking about the difference in the puberty that a male teenager and a female teenagers go through, and what chemicals are different, hormones are different, and why you can't treat them all the same. But tonight I wanted to kick off with one of my favorite shows on this network will eventually be the man in the mirror. And that's because I look in the mirror every day now differently than I did 3 years ago, and certainly since 2 years ago, June 24th of 2023. I can be so mentally and emotionally programmed and conditioned that if I don't actually look in that mirror in my eyes and say, today we're going to live for my Lord Jesus Christ. Today you're going to have that on your mind. It's going to be number one, front and center on your mind. Do you understand? And sometimes that renewal day to day will give you the inspiration. And I tell my students, remember, I don't care if you fail. I want to expand your skill set. So the time to fail is right now. The time to fail is to look in that mirror every single day and do the very best you can. And when you fail, remember, Jesus already paid for all your past, present, and future sins. He can't do any more and doesn't have to do any more for you. So as long as He knows your heart, so as long as you're trying, don't worry about messing up. It's going to expand your skill set. And I want you to be able to look at yourself in the mirror, know that what is your priority. It's like I was telling Mark the other day, God's always been in my top 5, but are you going to make Him number one? Are you going to serve Him as your master every day? And I have failed all my life at that. So I'm thankful that I was saved by the blood of Jesus, and I don't have any guilt. I can get up the next day because yesterday is gone forever, and tomorrow is yet to be. So let's live in the present. It's a gift from God. And so when we're talking about men and women, men don't get it and women don't get it. But women need only 3 things in a relationship. They need security, number 1, front and center. Number 2, they need romance. And number 3, they need non-sexual touch. If you'll give a woman that, if you'll care for those 3 needs, if you will do active listening and care for in those 3 areas, a woman, very complex, very mysterious, and as we come on and go on, we're going to talk about that. But those are her 3 basic needs. Now, a man's 4 basic needs, number 1 is respect. He needs to be respected, whether it's by his peers, by his family, by his wife, by his children. That's the number 1 thing that he'll be looking for. He'll be longing. Between his ears, everybody has insecurities, from the best looking to the smartest to the tallest to the best athlete. I've known a lot of them, and I can tell you right now that they all have insecurities just like you and just like I do. So let's not be so enclosed, so isolated that we don't realize the difference in a man and woman. But a man needs respect, number 1. Number 2 is he needs to be doing something financially. He needs to work. He needs to feel successful at his job. And number 3, he needs sex. He doesn't understand because from a primal nature, it's part of his reward system that he would receive sex if she respects him and if he's working hard, that this ought to come automatic. And number 4, he needs some type of hobby, some type of outlet. And no matter what that is, whether it's reading at the library or spending time playing golf or whatever the hobby is, that's what he needs. He's pretty. Men are pretty creatures of habit. They don't like but just a few things. And once you find out what it is, it's very easy to manipulate men. And women know that. They are by far the smarter sex. But we want to talk about women based on mirrors, because the man in the mirror, I believe, is going to be one of our biggest hits here on the Phee Smee Network. And I think you'll enjoy it. If you haven't tuned in to Terminally Ill, if you haven't tuned in to His Kingdom is Coming, the world is changing, folks, before our eyes. We're a little ahead of times. If you want to stay current, stay with us. Things will unfold, and we will already have told you in the arena or the area of time that it will happen, and it will happen at that time. So we're just getting started. We're excited. This is not work for me. It's like coaching. I could do this all day long, but I can promise you I aim to get paid. So in order for us to bring you top-notch programming, information, entertainment, we need you to hit that subscribe button. We need you to share it. We need you to help with all the algorithms. I would appreciate the comments. I'd appreciate the thumbs up. Whatever you can do to get our message out, we will do. I think you'll find out that as we go on, we're just going to get better and better with Manly Mark. He's going to be phenomenal. The talent that I see just seeping out of him with very little to no experience whatsoever in front of the camera. He is a natural. I am a evaluator of talent. It is what I do better than anything else in the world, and that's what I love to do. I have never missed an NFL draft. I don't miss on 50% of my first-round picks. I can tell you, I just enjoy and loving building teams through the draft and trades. Just always been a passion of mine, as well as drawing up plays and working on strategies of misconception and triple option. I just love sports. I love the math and the science around it. It tickles me. It makes me absolutely happy. It puts a smile on my face, and to think about the joy that I had playing sports and competing and winning, and it was just a confidence builder in my life, and I'm very thankful and blessed for that. So A Man in the Mirror, I think you'll like. Come play around with Phee, a golf show. We're going to do a lot of things around here, especially when we start traveling. But right now, that Man in the Mirror, I think this week we're going to really focus on that and the coaching theology. But tonight, mirrors. And think about the mirrors that women look into. Women love the mirror. They can't get out of the mirror. They have a love-hate relationship with the mirror. They have bathroom mirrors would be number one. They have a vanity mirror, number two. They would have a full body mirror, number three. They would have a makeup mirror, number four. They would have a visor mirror, number five. And they would have a compact mirror in their purse, number six. That's six mirrors. A man looks in the mirror and leaves. Well, there's the difference. Does the woman look in the mirror that much, that many times, in that many mirrors every day to see her own reflection? And the answer is yes. She is always in looking at all the other females. Women look at all the other females. They want to be attractive, not for necessarily their husband. They're not spending 45 minutes a morning to go to work 8 hours a day and then come home at 5 to see her husband. She might touch up her makeup, but she's going into that office where there might be 8 or 15 other women, and they're going to have their makeup on, or they're going to be dressed, and she's in a competition in that situation. Now, men used to be like that in a dress code situation until COVID. You didn't walk into a lawyer's office, especially in a big city, or an FCC lawyer, an SEC, a corporate law firm, without a suit and tie. You didn't walk into a local law firm without a suit and tie. Now, since COVID, they found they can wear jeans. They don't wear a tie unless they go to court. They're wearing jeans, and it's amazing because I grew up in attorneys' offices all in my 20s, and you had to dress up nice to go there. Now you just like going to Walmart. That's changing the times, but at some time, men dress nice to go to certain offices, and to the bank used to. That was a big thing, but not so much anymore. But women in mirrors, they look at mirrors so many times. I have, when I look at it says that men leave the mirror. I don't know if men leave the mirror as much as I believe that they look and see, and if they've got something in their teeth or if their hair needs combed, they probably just flip it back with their hair like this. I mean, that's pretty much what I've always done all my life. There were some friends in the 70s that would actually carry combs with them, and they had the feather bank stuff, but I just fluff my hair back with my hand all. I think it's a tell for me. It's something I do. Maybe it's a nervous tick. I don't know, but I've done that most of my life that I can remember. But uh, women either love the mirror or they hate the mirror. But they're steady looking in the mirror. And when they look in the mirror, I've always said I like to look in people's eyes because they're the windows of the soul. But when you see a woman and her eyes dilate in front of you, she is interested in what you are saying. She is engaged. If she is looking through you or by you, she's not the least bit interested in what you're saying. So you need to be able to understand some body language. About a year ago, I went about a month doing a deep dive into this internet website and about dating apps and relationships and AI porn. And it's amazing how people are making a tremendous amount of money just making people that are lonely feel connected. They don't mind paying. I can remember the days where in maybe in the 80s or 90s, definitely in that area, to where you could call a 1-800 number for like $4, $3.99, $4.99 a minute to talk to a woman. I just really got a kick out of that, thinking that was just a joke. Now it is a multi-billion-dollar business. So what does the Phee know? That people are so lonely. They want to be connected. They put on so many masks that even if you talk to someone behind a computer or behind the phone, you don't really know who they are. So thus, we need theology, and we need everybody to know that theology is out here for them. And that's Phee, me, the theologist. So if you need some relationship or love advice, then you need to be calling in the future with the Phee Smee Show. The Night with Phee, or you can email me, phee@pheesmee.com. So I'm thankful for the emails we got. Let's go over the first one and see if we can't figure out whether it's a boy or girl. Okay, it's a boy, the first one. So here we go. Phee, I really enjoyed the relationship advice you gave on one of your shows. I'm 37 and my girlfriend is 23. She has a higher body count than I do, 12 to 11. Do you think she is wife material? Jason from Brentwood, Tennessee. Well, thank you, Jason, for texting or emailing in. That's interesting that you would ask about body counts. That's something that is your, I guess, certainly your girlfriend's age group. That's a big thing now in that younger age group. But you said you're 37 and she's 23. That's 14 years difference. That's not a big deal at all, Jason. Here's the key. I've always said when it comes to that, it's age appropriability. And if it's age appropriate, that's fine. If a 4-year-old goes out in the front yard and pees in the grass and the neighbors see him, they laugh and they think that's funny. If a 43-year-old goes out in the front yard and pees on the grass, the neighbors drive by, they call 911. See, so there's the difference because it's age accountability at that point. So if I don't care what your age gap is, men or women. I get asked that a lot from women. They think they'll be looked down upon if they date somebody that's 30 years younger. It's like I tell everybody, if you're married and divorced, if you're, for example, 30 years old with a 3 and a 7-year-old, it doesn't matter the age that you date. You've been exposed, you've been married, you're a mother, whether he's 70 or whether he's 22, 8 years younger or 30 years older, you're certainly not under, I don't care what society says. Theology would tell you that doesn't matter. The experience, those things are different when you get to that age. So 37 to 23. The body count deal, man, look, if that's a private deal, you've got communications there. I figure both of you are lying. So I don't know what to tell you. I'd always tell you that men will probably exaggerate their count to look good around their friends, and women would probably underestimate their count significantly because they would only count the relationships. They would not count when they went to Florida for that week, or when they, had a semester at college that they wish they could forget. But I mean, there's always things in people's past that you have to basically look at history and say, the person she is right now is the person you're going to marry. A lot of people would say, well, if she's got a bad history and that's a red flag. Well, of course, you would have to evaluate that. But 11 body count to a 12 body count, I don't think either one of you guys, if that's the true count, is that experienced in going out and cheating, and so I would think, yes, she would probably be wifey material for you, and God bless you. I certainly would pray about it. That's the number one thing before you ever ask anybody to marry you, is to ask the Lord to give you peace and understanding, and give you an answer, and that's first and foremost. But the age gap of 14 years from 37 to 23, no, if it was 31 and 17, I'd say that's not going to work. So there's the difference. But you get out of college, you're married, you got kids. I don't care if you're 23 or 43. You still experience those same things. So I do appreciate Jason. Thank you. And yes, I do think she is wife material with only 11, if that's true, and you love her and you're compatible. And if you pray about it and God gives you peace about it and a green light, then yes, congratulations to you. And Fee's always glad to help. And if Fee Bird ever pops up and says, then you always go with Fee Bird. Because we evaluate Phee versus Smee, especially when we play golf today. Phee almost made 2 hole-in-ones today. 2, not 1, but 2. 2. One was about 1.5 inches away from the cup. The other one was about maybe 14 inches. But my goodness gracious, breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. That's 3 times in the month of July that I've got almost misses. You don't like to miss like that because the old Fee's not very good. So you got to hit it when you can. Thank you again, Jason, in Brentwood. I've been to Brentwood, north of Nashville. Question, what's up, Phee? What is your stance on recreational drugs? Alana in Pensacola, Florida. Recreational drugs, man, doesn't that change throughout the years, between, I grew up, I can remember, went to school, it started at age 4. So I started school early, and it was right during the Vietnam War, and I can remember the cultural change. My father got me up the night that Martin Luther King got killed in Memphis, Tennessee. My father got me up, put me in his lap, and he said, "You're going to have to deal with this your whole life, so let me explain what's going on." And so he really spent time with me and shared with me at that time what was going on with the integration and the blacks and the whites and the hate and again, whatever culture that you live in, whatever time and history that you live in. But my father was raised, what he says, worse than most blacks in that area at that time. I'm sure not as bad as 50 years before him. But as a sharecropper son in eastern Arkansas during the Great Depression, he understood the same pain that those folks did, and he got me up, and when he was talking to me, he said, "Now you're gonna see a bunch of drugs." He said, "And I don't know much about them, but when you go to school, if you find out that they're doing a lot of drugs, you just come tell me, okay?" And I said, "Okay," and that was my very first deal about drugs. Now, in the I guess when I was younger, because in the 70s, my brother was 11 years older than me, but he smoked cigarettes, I can remember, at about 15. I don't think he started drinking. I know he didn't do any marijuana because he was a real big advocate against it, and most of his friends all did it. And he was a president of his high school fraternity, and I can remember them being him talking to all of his friends about it at my house when I was younger. But my first experience with what we used to call, marijuana or y'all call weed, or I now call THC. And since I've been sick, I didn't do any drugs or drink at all during high school. I was, what I would say is classified an athlete. So, but I was around good friends that did do that when starting in about the 8th or 9th grade, and it affected some of their lives greater than others. Some of them were brilliant and very smart and did a lot more drugs than just marijuana. But from a recreational standpoint, in the late 70s, early 80s, it was LSD. They had a lot of purple microdots. They would drop acid. And then in the 80s, it was cocaine. Back where I grew up, the blacks would do crack and the whites would do powder cocaine. But after my third knee surgery, I did start smoking weed, and I really enjoyed it. Didn't know the health benefits at that point, but I did like to watch movies and eat fried chicken and have a good time. So I have experienced just smoking weed for recreational habits when I was younger. Now I would tell you that a lot of your medical patients, especially in cancer, especially in upper or lower GI problems, any organ, small, large intestines, anybody that's going through any chemo, radiation, all those people will certainly have the opportunity and the benefits of THC. THC reduces the risk of cancer in all stage 4 liver and kidney diseases by 60%. So it's amazing that 60% of the patients die from cancer, and that THC actually reduces the risk of cancer by 60%. So you can talk with your doctors on that. I'm a big believer in CBD. I've had 11 surgeries. I have 8 inches of my hamstring as an ACL in my knee with 2 screws and a staple and a steel plate and a cadaver tissue, and so I've had 11 surgeries, and I thought I was doing real good until I about 53, and that's when I started getting sick, and I just thought, well, they always said when you get to 50, you'll just fall apart, and I made it to 53, before I could actually fall apart. But I can really remember at about 49, I can remember really hurting. By the time I was 53, I couldn't do it. I just went to my son and I told him, son, if you want to take it over, you can take it over. He was just graduating high school, and he was a tremendous basketball player. And always been really good with kids. He has a real heart for young people, and he grew up with me at my camps, and people really respond to him. And so he decided he would take it over because the inflammation was amazing, and I just couldn't move anymore. And CBD is one of the very first things. Gojo berries and algae tablets were number 1 and 2, and then we had to bring in the CBD. And CBD is tremendous. I take a 98 CBD with a 2% THC full spectrum at the vitamin shop, and it's called Planter. Is the brand name. But that's my experience with recreational drugs. I would tell you that you cannot buy marijuana off the street. They're going to lace a lot of drugs with fentanyl. They're also going to do a lot of manufactured drugs. And what you've got to realize too, it's very important that you realize that this is not the same or weed, dope, whatever you want to call it. The verbiage was from the 70s or 80s. That is now. these hybrids now, the potency of the THC now is through the roof. They can make it to about whatever they want to make it. Once it gets to about 70%, then you can have delusions and certainly psychosis set in. So you don't want something to be labeled at 26% or 22%, and it actually be 77%, because there is a possibility that that's going to happen too. So remember, cigarettes weren't the same cigarettes in the 30s and 40s that they are today. They actually make them more addictive on purpose and tell you before you buy them that it will make it more addictive and it will kill you, and people still buy it, which I would tell you that THC and weed, as you want to call it, with CBD is much better than tobacco and better than any liquor. Would not be as good maybe as beer or wine in modesty, but I believe it is. I believe it's better than all of them. I don't think that your culture will go along with that, but because people will, people are going to abuse no matter what what you get them. There's going to be a certain amount of people that will abuse it, and that's a. But thank you. I appreciate that. And Alana from Pensacola asked me about my stance on recreational drugs. Here we go. Question. In your election chaos podcast, you predicted Trump would win. He did, but you predicted Harris would win the popular vote and the swing states would also be a narrow victory, which was false. I don't see your handicapping being any better than the average Joe. Vince in Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, thank you, Vince, for the opportunity to do business with you. I appreciate you tuning in from Raleigh, North Carolina. But I will tell you that that is a lack of on my part, of insight or vision from the power of God, because my Lord showed me that Donald Trump would win, and He made it so decisive. He showed me that Wisconsin would take him over the top, but and I got those two correct. But again, Phee thought, well, there's no way he'll win both of the electoral college and the popular vote. And so I thought Harris would win it by about 2 million votes. So I was wrong. My Lord, he slammed the door so shut they couldn't take it. He made it so. So again, I need to have more faith in the power of my vision, because I knew Donald Trump was going to win when it was supposed to be 50-50. I knew 18 months before he was going to win, because he's not a globalist and because he's got to take us through this time period. And he's anointed in order to do that, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, whether he's a good man, whether he's a bad man. God chose him. So there you go. And God didn't call me and ask me my opinion of it. So I accepted, I'm honored, and I'm pleased to be here. Someone's supposed to be dead 3 years ago. I'm rocking and rolling nickel and diamond. So, man, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I want you to have an attitude of gratitude. We want to heal folks on terminally ill. We want to get people ready to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, because He's coming. He's just not coming tonight. Like a thief in the night. We're children of light. I can keep going all day. I was a rapper. Not of the night. So, anyway, night with theology, we get to kick back a little bit. We get to talk smack. We get to do things a little differently, and I like that. So I do appreciate old Vince from Raleigh spanking the old Phee 2 for 2. Well, in a parlay, that's called a loser, an L. So yes, you are correct, Vince. I did predict Donald Trump would win, and I did predict that Wisconsin would take him over the top. I did also predict that Harris would win the popular vote. She did not, and I also predicted that the House would go back to the Democrats, and it did not. So my Lord He shut the door on that, and He's put them in an absolute chaotic dream state since. The things that they're putting on their platform, and the socialists and the people who are coming out in staged protests. We're fixing to have that civil unrest I've been telling you about for the last 2 years, 2025. Before it's over, folks, before this year's over, I've told you they're going to attack us 3 ways. They're going to do it 3 different ways. Number 1, terrorist and cyber attacks. Number 2, civil unrest. Number 3, spiritual warfare. You're going to see it right here unfold on the Phee Smee network. So that is my stance on the old election chaos. It was much of the things I was concerned about, and connecting the dots with my detective myopia did not even come into play because my Lord just crushed them all the way and didn't need to do anything else, which again goes back to the old adage again. I believe it might have come from scriptures that say, don't spend your time worrying because it doesn't add anything to your life. So instead of being in a spirit of fear that God doesn't give us, let's get in a spirit of preparation. Let's get in a spirit of enjoying life, because our lives, whichever day it is, soon is going to change. And I've got grandbabies to be rocking and rolling with. So let's get after it and let's enjoy life and let's start loving one another. How about that? Can we be kind? Can we be loving? Can we be sweet? Can we, actually try to get along, make an effort, ask how you're doing, and actively be engaged? Is that a lost art, by the way, folks? When I'm dealing with relationship, folks, you know that 87% of marriages that go to marriage counseling end in divorce. Now the marriage counselors would say, well, 100% was going to end in divorce if it wasn't for us, so we get credit for the other 13. So still, I want to be on the 87% if I'm trying to win that bet. And if I'm trying to handicap or coach, I'm going to try to get on that side of the equation. I don't mind winning 87% of the time. In this vision, I'm going to be 100% right. But now, my handicapping, it's going to be 65 to 75% on a bad year, 75 to 85% on a good year. And in a corporate strategy situation, I'll be 93 out of 100 on a bad day, 98 out of 100 on a good day. So you got to make decisions that are based on good information is the key, and you've got to be able to find good people and surround yourself with them. I have found one in Mark with he is doing everything. People might not see it yet, but there is a superstar in the making right there with a big audience. And I'm pleased to have him. Look forward to spending more time with him and sharing the success that we're going to have here on the Phee Smee network. As we expand, I've got other young people that I'm bringing right on. I have, like I told them at my mother's funeral, I'm surrounded by beautiful, wonderful, young, intellectual people. So I always have attracted young people and wealthy people and smart people, and I'm thankful for that. Let's go to the next question right here, since Vince dogged me from Raleigh. Let's go. Are you still going to show your basketball training sessions, Riley from Roland, Oklahoma? Yes, I am going to start having some live shows, Riley. Thank you for asking that question. I hope you're one of my students' friends. But yes, I had promised them. Right now it's kind of vacation season. I've had families go on different vacations. I had a family had lost a grandmother, and she was kind of the matriarch of that family. And so it's being a hard summer there, and I've got a family out this coming week and a birthday for one of my students this week. So the summer months, until you get through the month of July, and then August is always slow for me, always has been. There's always been 2 months of the year, and they've been August and they've been April, and I think because basketball season starts or ends in March, so they all kind of take a month off, and then in August they're getting through with baseball and travel basketball and travel volleyball, and football season starts with 2-a-days, and it's back to school, and they don't know their schedule, and it's just the last thing on their mind is, well, let's squeeze in some time for the coaching theology. So those are the 2 months that I find in my basketball training. But yes, we're going to really showcase some skill sets. I am a sports coach and a life coach and a business coach. But I really, really love to compete, and I can compete like a three-legged stool in those three arenas with about anybody. I just really, really enjoy engaging strategically in coaching in those three arenas. So, yes, we will go to the training sessions. We will also do a PDF and we'll also do some. Well, if you can't afford a personal trainer, we will give you the opportunity to do my skills and drills. But you'll need to also tune into the podcast because there's a lot of people throughout the years that have brought videos in and filmed my training sessions. But it's more than just doing the drills. It's the communication skills, it's the motivational skills, it's the teaching skills that you're not going to be able to have unless I do a full-blood scaled training video, and that's what we're going to do here in the fall. But right now, we ought to get the start of it out pretty quick as far as the live streams at practice. But right now, they're all in vacation and coming back and going, and I'd like to get a full group, and I would actually like to be able to tell them before we do it. Now, starting this coming Friday, we're going to film every Friday session, so make sure you're here and ready to prepare to work. And I do think that they'll start enjoying coming and having a great time, and that we always have a great time. We celebrate perfection, and thank you, Riley from Roland. But yes, we will start showing our basketball training sessions. Phee Smee, why would you want to have Phee Smee, why would you want to have no privacy and have people watch you die? Sounds like you need attention. McNutt City, Arkansas. Smarty had a party. Nobody came but Smarty. So, no, I get it, McNutt. I get it. But I have an obligation. I'm on borrowed time. I have a joy and a love for coaching, and my Lord gave that coaching ability back to me. He told me and showed me what to do. I've done that, and now I'm doing exactly what he told me to do. Remember, I was filled with the Holy Spirit and told by a prophet at 19 during a healing service in Mark Tree, Arkansas, a prophecy that changed my life at that point. I was going to be a coach, and because of what I was told at that point, I went straight into the wireless communications, straight in for the internet because of what I was told. And then when that didn't happen, then you look at yourself and say, well, I was, I must have sinned here, I must have done this, or I must have not been right, or he must not have been a true prophet. And then you get mad at, my home life, and it's tough to be so successful in a lot of different ways when you're young, and all of a sudden what you think is of not your fault, that you lose, that it sticks with you. And so I had a period of time that I went through that I didn't darken a church's door, and then when I got sick, of course, my attitude of gratitude changed. So yes, if you want to say that I'm looking for attention, let me say this: my Lord showed me a lot of great things that would be going on in my life that haven't yet. So I'm not worrying about dying today. I'm a little ahead. I'm not money motivated like I used to be in my 20s and 30s because I know what's going to happen in a lot of areas. So I'm happy about that. I get the fact that I don't think anybody would want to be on camera 24/7, but it is the Phee Smee Network. And if I'm going out of town or if I'm doing something else, we're going to have enough shows in the future where this 24/7 Phee Smee, watch Phee live, watch Phee die is not something that we're going to have to do years and years in advance. I'm going to prove to people that I'm healed. I'm going to prove to people that my Lord Jesus Christ has a plan for me, and I'm going to prove to people He's coming back soon, and I'm going to live. And I believe that there's things in my life that I don't think any woman that I would want to date or want to think about marrying or have families with would certainly want to live in a house with cameras all the time. So I believe I will remarry. I believe I will have other children, whether it's their stepchildren or my own children. I believe I will have that. So we'll see. I have no idea. I hadn't done it yet, but that season of my life is coming, and I'm thankful to get there. But yeah, I get the fact that it would sound like I'm gasping for attention or I don't know. If I wouldn't have had the vision, I wouldn't be here. I'd be out playing golf, and I'd be out selling. I'd be thanking my Lord Jesus Christ, and I'd be trying to sell medical protocols and procedures and new treatment plans all throughout the world. That's what I had planned on doing. But for the last 2 years, I'm going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do for the rest of my life, which is right here at the Phee Smee Network, going out and professing my Lord Jesus Christ and getting you prepared for the coming days, where it looks like the sixth trumpet and the seventh trumpet is not going to be too far apart if they keep going with these peace plans. So, this peace plan, if it has those 5 characteristics that are biblical, you've got 7 years. So I've told Mark my standing is I think something's going to happen before that peace plan is signed. And so we will see that, again, things that I saw in my vision will happen, and I don't give a time for them. The things that I think in the timing that that is a handicapper's tagging evaluator, doing my handicapping, my detective myopia. I've missed my last. Oh, yeah, McNutt making fun of me as far as do I need attention? Well, I would understand that, yeah. You got to remember, we all need something. I would say connection is good. I would tell you that I've been lonely. I never was lonely in my life. I've been lonely in the last 3 years too. So from an emotional will standpoint, I would get the yes. Well, he just he's going to die. He just wants to seek attention. That's not it, but I get it, McNutt. I'm sure it's crossed a lot of people's minds. But no, I had a vision that changed my life, and I'm going to do everything I can to help my Lord Jesus Christ until he comes back. So I'm so crazy, I think I'm not ever going to die. I think he's going to come back in my lifetime, and I'm going to be raptured with him, and then come back, and he'll have something for me to do. So I'm excited about that, because in the end, we win. And I'm interested in coaching a winning team with a winning culture. So Phee Smee Network, let's enjoy life. We started the concept today with talking about the mirrors, the man in the mirror. Well, let's end up with these young ladies now with these 6 mirrors. And know that each time they look in the mirror, they're seeing someone different. They're looking for something different. And you need to love and cherish your wife, but understand and know that when she's putting on that makeup and fixing that hair, you let her do that because that's what she needs for herself. And she needs that validation, and you need to be telling her how beautiful, absolutely stunning she is if she's spending that kind of time. But know that she's spending that time not only for you, but for a lot of other folks and for a lot of other reasons, because they compete in so many different arenas on a daily basis. That it is amazing. And the insecurities run rapid, but women are definitely stronger than men. We talked at the broadcast earlier what men needed and what women needed. Women have children. They have more nerve endings in their body. They have a higher tolerance of pain. They have a better creative thinking. They are more mysterious. They have more affairs. They get away with more. They are always fantasizing and thinking about sex. Yet, you never know it because they hide it. Men, just not very smart. Do not hide it. Fall in love in 3 to 5 seconds. Woman, 3 weeks. She's got 3 all the time she's contemplating. Most of you men are married to women today. You think you asked her to marry her, and I promise you, she chose you, and you never knew. There's your theology. What you want to do. I can do it all day. You know I was a rapper, don't you? One of my many nicknames, White Chocolate. Again, I do appreciate the opportunity to be called White Chocolate. And now, I don't think they call me White Chocolate. I'm not as silky smooth. I can't stop on a dime and give you 9.5-cent change anymore. Now I have a difficult time stopping and not running into the wall. So there's the difference right there. And I do appreciate you guys tuning in to Night with Phee. We will be back here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. With Night with Phee. We're going to rock and roll. You guys hit me up with those questions, phee@pheesmee.com. I certainly will read them on the air, and I will give you the answers I can, best I can. If you want to get into some business questions, strategies, or stock market stuff, you can certainly ask those questions too. Until tomorrow, God bless you guys. Night, said the Phee Bird. You know, I used to sing a dadgum song to all my kids. It went night to the cricket. Night, said the whale. Night, crazy girl. Night, crazy girl. Only time will tell. That was a nursery rhyme back there. And if it was my boys, I'd just substitute girl and boy. So you guys have a great evening. God bless you.